Alcoa by the Owl, by the continuation at 20, target 24, stop and short the 270. Apple by the breakout on tech strength at 216, get short belly of the dragon and the PSAR flip targeting the 270. It's in the fall, so that's a good thing. AMD weaker than semis and the rest of tech. It's still in the spring, so get short automatically at break of the 270, targeting the PSAR flip at 28. On the upside, it's going to get to 33 where you add a second position. Financials, there's a RLXD. The Owl is almost ready to happen, so you buy it at 122, targeting 124, 128. Get short on a collapsing dragon down to the 200. Just entering the spring, perfectly positioned. Boeing, boy, such a tight range. I think you get short at 355, targeting the bottom of the channel, but you got to get long in any gains, because if it breaks out above these humps, it's going to 390. Bellwether for the Dow. Caterpillar, perfect owl, reinforce, target 270, the 200. Hump of the dragon, get short on the 2-day low, reinforce at the break of the dragon, target the PSAR flip at 112. Still early in the spring. Cliff, perfect entry at 7.5, add at a PSAR flip, add at the 90, targeting the 270 and the 200, but auto short below the RL10. Watch materials on this one. Second position if it breaks below 6.25. Perfect critical state. Campbell Soup. I think you ignore the long tails and you buy the breakout with the dragon as the stop and reverse, targeting the 270 on the downside. Cisco. Perfect owl. Buy momentum, targeting the 200, then the 270, stop and reverse at the belly of the dragon. Cut. Should already be in this one. Stop it should be at the 90, stop and reverse at the 90, target the 200 and the belly of the hump of the dragon, second position here. If the 2-day low breaks, target the 270, then the PSAR flip. You should have 3 positions in if it breaks below 24.25 by that time. Chevron, energy sector has been recovering. Chevron's in good position. Lots of volatility, so that's an intraday trader, but you're looking for 200 and then the 270 and all the way up to 125. Get short at the belly of the dragon, add a second position on the PSAR flip. DBA agriculture, auto short, auto long at 15.10, looking for here, but on a breakdown below, on weakness in the trade war, it's going to be another dollar loss. Dow is in perfect posture, heading to 272, and if that breaks above, we're back. Disney, long and strong, get short below the belly of the dragon. Dow Chemical, I like this above the 90, aiming for 46, then the PSAR 40 flip at 48, and then 52, but I get short on the break of the dragon on a collapsing dragon. Still early in the spring. Devon Energy, not as good as the rest of the energy sector, but I still think I like it at 24, heading for 27, but getting short on the break of the RL10. Still early in the spring. The next 3 in a row, emerging markets, EFA and EPP are all the same. You should already be in the owl. You should use a 2-day lows for your stop and reverse there, targeting the skin of the dragon, belly of the dragon, and then the RL 30 flip. They're all in the same posture, same strategy. EFA is in a little better shape. EPP, not quite as good a shape. Mexico, the best trade of all. Perfect illustration. Just study this one and listen. Go back and listen to what we were telling you. PSAR flip, RLXD entry with a tight stop. You get 3 positions in all the way up to the 200 where it should go. Now perfectly postured to get shorted a 2-day low back down to here, or add another position above the 200 or at 44.25. and it's on its way to 46. Perfect. Brazil, not quite as good. It's only halfway up the stack to the 200. It's got to get to the 270, so you get short on a 2-day low down to here, but you can buy momentum on a breakout to the upside, aiming for 45. These next three, Excel, Facebook, and Fuller, were all as a result of an RLFF. You can see how that works. And the OWL and the RLXD. I mean, lather, rinse, repeat, guys. Come on. Facebook. Perfect posture to short, perfect posture to go long at 192, perfect critical state at fair value, right at the boundary between spring and summer. Fuller, I think I still like this on its way to the 200. Stop and reverse on a 3-day low, and then add a position on the collapsing dragon and the collapsing PSAR, excuse me. GE, the run is done. Dead cat bounce, get short automatically. Add a second position at the belly of the dragon. But on the upside, if it breaks above the 270, you can get back long and then aiming for 10.5. That's a dead company, though. Gold is going to be the same as silver. The 4 Sigma run is done. You can either get short this one or silver Wheaton, but it's heading back to 134. It would take a break of the dragon to the upside to convince me, but I think that's done. Goldman, along with the financial sector in good posture, ready to go up or down on a 2-day low bracket to the 2-day trading range. Home Depot, just buy it. Hershey's chocolate, just buy it. Get short the Bollinger Band mean. IBM has been a tech leader, so you buy that one. Come on, IBM. Yep, halfway up the stack, going to 150. Get short the 2-day low. Latin America, just like Brazil, halfway up the stack. Same technique. Intel has been better than AMD. So you like the continuation, add a second position above the RL10, get short the 2-day low, aiming for the bottom of the dragon where you add a second position. The Russell has been consistently the weakest of the U.S. indices. No love for the Russell. You know, it's like the traders left the Russell, went to tech about 6 months ago. So the volume's up on the Qs compared to this one. I think you get short the RL270, add a position at the dragon downside, but you can buy a breakout of Friday's gains, of the highs, I mean. And then it's going to get to 157. So perfectly postured for trading. Real estate has been a good defensive play. So you buy the 2-day breakout to the upside, you get short the northern skin of the dragon. So you get short at 93, targeting fair value. Great defensive play, though. Johnson & Johnson been the worst in the Dow. You can see why auto short and auto long the 2-day high, target 1, 2, and 3 to the upside. If it breaks below this wick and that Z3, you should have 2 positions in by then. If you see weakness in the Dow and worse in healthcare and Johnson worst of all, then pile on. JP Morgan, upside, not as much room as others, still midpoint of the owl. So I short the 2-day low down to the PSAR, buy momentum to break out to the upside if I had to. I think there's other ones that are better, like these next 3. Coke, Lilly, and McDonald's. Just buy them. Don't get short until it breaks the Bollinger Band mean. Then I think there's going to be other better targets if there was weakness. So Lilly's in the same posture. Was a successful pocket. It's still above the previous hump of the dragon. Good to go. McDonald's, you just love that. Keep going. Don't get short till it breaks the 270. 3M, value play targeting 180. Get short the Dragon's belly. Philip Morris. Sure, auto short and auto long the 2-day high. So that's a nice tight bracket. Easy. Merck. By the breakout above 87, get short the Bollinger Band mean down to 82 at the belly of the dragon and then to the 200. You'll see a lot of other things worse than that, though. If we had short Microsoft, just buy it. Get short at the PSAR. Nike, just buy it. It's above the hump of the dragon. Going to be a new leader. Pfizer. Perfect owl. Oh, keep going all the way up to the 270, 200. Get short the belly of the dragon, though. Q's been the strongest. And you can see why. So you get a north at 194. You got to add a second position. Short the 2-day low down to the 270, though. Raytheon. More. Man, I can trade it intraday, but man, it's hard on a swing. I just don't get it. Schlumberger. Buy it. Get short the belly of the dragon, though. Silver. Watch how fast this run cracks. Erase 10 days of gains in 2. That's why you got to cash them when you can. Go back and listen to what I said a couple days ago. Semis, buy them, add a second position above 122, get short the RL90 with a target down here, add a second position, third position. Simon Property Groups, commercial real estate, has made the turn, has a good dividend. Just automatically buy it, trail with the PSAR. It's going to 160 all the way up to 170. That's a good value play with a high dividend. All the way down to Travelers. Yep, by that breakout above 155, second position. Get short the RL270 down to the belly of the 10, second position on a PSAR flip all the way to the 200. Tesla, get short this pig. Bracket, go long at the 90, short at the 270. Perfectly postured for a big move in either direction on a swing. I just feel like their days are numbered. That's why you play the owl here, and why you play the pocket there, and all the way to the 270. This is where it's going to find resistance, but there's still more legs in this thing to go. But that's as good a run as you're ever going to see. So that's a swing. That's a swing. It's already outperformed. I'd be locking in the gains. Get short the 2-day low. United Health, perfectly postured. Critical state had 5 days to gain. It didn't, but I buy the breakout to the upside on renewed interest. But I also get short the 3-day low here, and perfect. That's a high priority swing. Oil has made a nice run. Sideways quiet channel. Get long the 2-day high. Get short the belly of the dragon all the way down to here. United Tech. Was a great owl. It's got to get above 135 to really get more interest. I think you short the 2-day low, though, all the way down to 1, 2, and 3. The upside's easy to see. Volatility. If the market keeps gaining, there's still plenty of room for that to suffer. But we're halfway to the glory days. And then if that happens, this one is going to come all the way down to 22, right? Start stalking it again. Verizon, perfectly postured for more gains. Just keep buying it. Short, not sooner than 270. Walmart has not participated in the gains so much, but it was a defensive play leader earlier. As you can see, it's had a nice run. So, boy, that's a hard one. I think there's better things to short, but how do you not short a breakdown below the, I'd say belly of the dragon, then target the 270, but I got to believe that that's the market does well, that's going to have legs. Wheat and precious metals. We had plenty of time to get out of that thing, but I think you get short on additional weakness all the way down to the belly of the dragon, second position, all the way down to the 200. Win, perfectly postured here. Perfect swing. Failed to fail further. Two nice little dojis. Buy the breakout of the RL90. Get short the 2-day low. Nice swing. A nice intraday frog champion. What do you want? US Steel, I just auto buy it here, get short, stop and reverse at the break of the RL10 or the Dragon, but it's going up to 15.5. Basic materials. Has rebounded nicely, but US Steel hasn't, but Alcoa and Cliff are going to benefit from any additional gains here. I think you auto long, second position at the 90, third position at 59 in the Dragon Hump. Short the 2-day low, second position at the belly of the Dragon, and third position at the PSAR flip. Energy has been making the turn, so I think you just buy that one. Perfect Owl. Played in the usual way. Finance is halfway up the stack. Short the 2-day low, long on a breakout of the 2-day high. Heading to 28.50. Industrials, short to 1-day low. Second position at the 90. It's coming back to the 270. But if it breaks out to the upside, this is where you add at 72.30. And then it's going to 78.50. Tech, just buy it, get short the 2-day low though. Staples, short the 3-day low, long the 2-day high. Compare that to discretionary, and we'll see the what kind of market this is going to be. Healthcare has some room to gain. It failed to fail further, closed strongly, but with but still room to the upside. Get long not later than the RL90, heading all the way to the hump of the Dragon. Where you at a second position, get short the belly of the Dragon. At a second position if it breaks the PSAR flip. Consumer discretionary, you just buy that, so compare that one with the staples. This is where the juice is. If the market's good, that'll be even better. Metals and mining, perfectly positioned as an owl, and now with some room to go. I buy the not later than the RL90 to the upside, but use a 2-day low as the stop. But if it breaks down any further, I'm auto short at a second position at the RL10 break and at the PSAR flip break. ExxonMobil, buy it with the energy sector. It's an owl heading to the 270 and the 200, but get short the 3-day low and then add on a break of the Dragon. XOP, I think you buy that one like an owl and get short the PSAR flip. All right. Thanks for your kind attention. Lots of goodies coming up this week. This will be good for swings to start rolling as we find out what kind of market we have.